Nick Robertson re-ups, avoids arbitration. I was trying to figure out on Saturday, I'm like, did they actually go to arbitration? And then you figure out they didn't, because that was scheduled for Sunday. But he re-ups with the Maple Leafs, a 1-year deal worth $1.825 million. Nice haircut or upgrade, I would say, from last season where he made $875. What were your thoughts when you saw Robertson re-sign here with the Leafs?
I wish the companies I worked for gave me $1 million bonus when they probably weren't really going to utilize any of my assets. It's good for him. I just don't know what the future. It's just, isn't he always just the guy straddling the line? Like, yeah, and there's a whole group of people who are like, no, what are you talking about? And then there's a whole group of people who are like, yeah, absolutely. And he's always kind of seems like he wants to be here, but is kind of offended they don't want him as much as he thinks they should. It's just he's just one of those bubble guys. And again, we've talked about him before. He 15 goals. You look at the comparables. It depends on games played, of course, but capable of putting up that amount of goals. And what's that worth to you? And do you have other guys that can do that? And the other guys that can maybe do that, do they have other attributes that they bring to the game as well? And in my mind, I feel like this is a signing to say, hey, we're not writing you off. We're still going to keep you around. Here's a raise. You're probably going to be on waivers at some point in time. If some picks you up, that's life. But if not, we expect you to be playing on the Marlies and playing well and getting your chance to come up, because we don't know what's going to happen with injuries. There's some guys that we haven't had on this team in this market before. There is a chance that we will need to utilize your skills on our team, but it's not enough to like pencil you right in and say, here's a multi-year deal. You're going to be here for a while. So I think Nick Robertson's probably used to being in limbo and being on the bubble, and that's the business, man. I just think you got to do more consistently to get the multi-year deals and to get the guarantees of being on the roster. And again, like we talked about to start the show, there is a lot of players on this team vying for the spots that Nick Robertson would hold and had trouble holding in the past. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see. But again, I just have trouble finding a way for some of these guys to be on this roster.
I think this is a best case scenario for both sides. Like, I think the last thing you want to do is get contentious, go to arbitration, and really hash it out over what, like $1 million, if that. I mean, there wasn't really a separation, at least in my eyes, when you look at other arbitration cases. And this one, I'm happy they settled, because you still have to work together over the coming months. Like, yeah, he's a Maple Leaf right now, but I think it's clear that, I mean, at some point in time, this marriage is going to end, whether it's next month, next week, 2 months from now. I honestly think from Robertson's standpoint, yeah, it's good to get that upgrade. It's good to get that raise. Still a guy who can score in this league. I don't know how attractive he is to other teams right now. And I think the likeliest scenario is that maybe they ship out a Yarncroke, they ship out a Kampf, and Robertson's maybe a guy on the bubble with Pizzetta for playing time. We talked about this last week. If you were to map out your Maple Leafs opening night roster right now, assuming full health, where does Nick Robertson fit on that roster? Is it on the first line? No. Is it on the second line? No. Is it on the third line? No. Is it on the fourth line? I guess you can put him on the fourth line. Is he a guy who's going to go to Grindtown? He is not. So I think it's musical chairs. There's no chair for Nick Robertson. I think that's part of the conversation for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more people circling the chairs, right? And when the
Yeah.
music stops, is he going to be able to grab one? I don't see it. How many guys are they going to put in the press box for the first 15 games while they get their feet under them and see what they're working with? Probably a small handful, I would think. And I think Nick Robertson will probably be one of them. Again, I see this contract as kind of a, yeah, we're not sure what we're working with. Nothing's done yet. We still want to make some trades, still want to make some deals. No use losing guys for nothing. So keep him close, and we'll monitor Tree Living making deals coming down the stretch. And then if you get to camp, we'll see who looks like what, who's willing to do what. Is anyone standing out? Has anyone really made a stand and saying this is who I can be, and is it going to look any different than what we've seen in the past? And then from there, we'll let the chips fall where they may. And again, I just see Nick Robertson being that filler guy, being the extra guy, maybe getting a shot when there's some injuries. But we have seen that, and I think they're trying to make an identity and a team that plays a certain way. And as much as I value the fact that he works hard out there and his legs move and he buzz and he tries, I just don't know if he's got the skill set to do the kind of things that we're going to need on the bottom six. And he's been given ample opportunities. People would argue that. No, he hasn't been given 3 years straight with 82 games, but he's been given, okay, here's a chance for you to change our mind. Here's a chance for you to make it hard for us to take you out of the lineup. Here's a chance for you to shine with a moment and an opportunity. And he's always kind of just been like, yeah, he did that game, but he sure as heck didn't the next 3. And then he did it again for a minute there, but then it kind of tailed off. And it's just kind of been that story for Nick Robertson.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.